What's up, everybody? This is Jonathan with Table Flip Studios. I'm here working on more Lumineth Realm Lords today, and I'm here with my buddies, Nick and Katie and Tiff. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
No.
I'll say hello for her. Hello.
This is the most generic hello.
Hello.
Yes. But we're working on
Hello, darkness,
elves
my old
tonight.
friend.
We're on elves tonight. It's gonna be fun, and of course, because we've got people online, this is a no kids stream, no kids video. If you're under 18, you need to leave.
Well, gee, mister.
Golly.
Golly gee willikers.
Oh God, you sound like Gideon. Might vomit. I hate Gideon.
Gideon.
Just like overall, the character is so obnoxious. Alright. I think I heard Tiff dying in the other room. Confirmed. Did in fact hear Tiff dying in the other room. So I've been having a problem with my cat lately.
Yeah.
And whenever
Ruh-roh.
he'll come up and knock over my water cup on my paint desk. So
He wants your spicy water.
he wants the spicy water, but he can't have it because it's gross. So I
Have you
picked
ever
up.
accidentally drank your paint water?
I have. You asked me this question last time.
Did I?
You did, and I said I have in fact done this.
I don't remember asking.
Okay.
I do remember redeeming points to tell you to take a water break, and then I told you to drink the paint water.
Yes, I remember that.
Which is bad, so everyone knows.
It's non-toxic paint.
It is non-toxic acrylic paint, so it's not like I'm gonna
I
get.
feel like that still means not ideal paint. Or just
No,
not
it
ideal beverage.
just means
It's
not
complicated.
toxic.
Alright. I'm sorry for being judgmental.
You can give it a little taste.
I'm good. You can describe it if you really want to.
You ever just taste chalk in water?
No.
No.
I have drank Pepto Bismol before, so yes.
Well, there you go. That's basically paint water. You ask yourself, where does the chalky taste come from? But there's no answer.
Yeah. I never asked myself that.
That's the Pepto part.
I escaped.
So,
Also, I love that chalky is both a flavor and a texture. And first of all, actually, I just love that there are things that you haven't had that in your mouth, but if you think about it, your
Yeah, you can
tongue
take.
knows how that feels.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the weird
Your
sensation.
body will piece that together,
Right.
no matter how uncomfortable it is.
Your body's like, we don't need to put that in our mouth.
Yeah. I didn't mention this, but I currently don't have a beard. I had to shave my beard.
Oh, why?
I got sick today
How does that make you shave your beard?
because it got
Well,
all
Ooh,
I
It's really unfortunate.
gross.
cleaned it up as best I could. Even used soap. Thought I was in the clear. Went to take a deep breath through my nose and I could smell it.
Ooh,
Mm.
It was in the beard. The smell was there. It had to go.
that made me shudder.
The
Not ideal.
Yeah, just hearing you say that.
smell was there, so the
Got
beard had
things
to
you
go.
won't.
It's okay. I had to surrender one of my a set of sheets to Tiff anyway.
I'm sorry you felt yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He projectile vomited on my bed.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Not ideal.
No,
Not
not
ideal.
ideal at all. I told her next time I suggest Golden Corral to slap me.
Truth be told, they are not worth the money they charge.
The price has gone up a lot too.
It's like $17, $18. No, it was like $22 per person when we went there.
18. It was $17.99, and then they charge like $3 or $4 for drinks and tax.
Yeah. So it was like $22, $23 for both of us, or for when we paid individually. Like I tried to pay
Yeah.
for it all together, but it was almost $50 for just two of us to sit down.
Yeah, no, like, Michael likes Golden Corral, so for special occasions, he would take me and the boys to Golden Corral, and it was always like fucking $200 because it's so goddamn expensive.
Right.
That's wild.
Like what was it? We went. Like,
That
Tiff
used
didn't
to
get.
be a cheap place.
It used to. That was the whole point of it. It was like it was the cheap buffet. It was
And
the
now it's like, that is the pricey ass buffet.
right.
And now the whole point of them is you really don't have to choose what genre of food you want.
Yep.
Right. Now if you want
Take a pick of pick and choose.
you want a cheap buffet, you go to the China buffet now. And even then that's like rolling dice.
There's a nice Chinese buffet in Winston-Salem.
There's a hibachi buffet off of Capitol. It's not bad, but I've definitely heard stories about fish not being cooked correctly.
Now, I don't know any of the places in Mebane yet, so I've yet to discover much of anything here. Which probably just contributes to my feeling out of place.
Honestly, I think the reason why I did get sick is because I ate all that food, and then it was like half an hour after we got home, I went to sleep.
And I didn't even think to stop you.
Yep.
Because that seems to be a habit of yours, unfortunately. You
Wait,
cannot lay down after you eat for a couple hours.
him specifically?
Yeah.
So if I eat like a heavy meal, like if I snack, it doesn't affect me as much. It doesn't affect me, but if I eat like a heavy meal and then go lay down, my body says, "Yeah, this needs to leave."
And he has puked multiple times after doing that.
Yep.
Get yourself a nice wedge pillow. So you don't lay down, so like you're at a nice incline.
It's not about the laying down part. It's the my body goes into sleep mode, and the food
Oh.
just sits there. So my body goes, panic.
You sleep on your back?
No, I sleep on my side.
Which side? It's usually a specific one.
Left or right doesn't matter.
Okay.
Does not matter. It is literally all times I'll wake up and I'll start coughing, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, excuse me.
That's so bizarre.
No, it's
Have you
And
had
he
it?
bolted up.
Have you had it checked out before?
no, this is recent. I think it's something to do with acid reflux.
Probably.
Like, as long as I don't eat anything really heavy before I go to bed, I should be fine.
What the? God,
It's
there's
still
so much noise.
something to consider getting checked out because anytime you have sudden changes like that are particularly bizarre, especially, it's a good idea to get checked out.
I will get it checked out when I have health insurance again.
Yeah.
So crazy. I just started this match and I heard some crazy noises right off the bat. I have no idea what that was.
It's a crazy noise.
Yeah. So I'm playing a spellcaster. I'm about to go to bed. So this is the last round, no matter how horribly I do. But the match started literally within seconds of me hearing some weird noises. And I don't know if that was something failing to load nearby and it was just like bumping into something, or if somebody started annihilating something within like seconds of the match starting. So I'm really concerned about my survivability here. No, I don't want that. Go away. All right. Playing a druid. They can be really fun.
Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight was fun.
Was it though?
I mean,
Eh,
it was fun to watch.
it was kind of funny seeing Mike Tyson show off his entire ass on live TV.
That was pretty funny.
Just man
Oh no,
fun.
that was the best part.
He did skip out on the chance to do something really funny that
Just
probably
bite,
would have gotten him in trouble.
yeah,
Bite Jake Paul's
bite
ear off.
Jake Paul's ear off.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had multiple chances.
so many chances.
Oh, he was
Shit.
fighting the urge.
I would have settled for him just licking him.
Yeah, just give it the threat. Like, hey, buddy, I could have done it.
Watch Jake like that would have been funny. Just watch Jake
You
Paul
gotta
go, what the
imagine, like, everybody that goes up against him ever since that one fight, every single person has got to be thinking, what if my ear is next?
What if he's not done?
What if he is hungry for more ears?
What if he hasn't sated his ear lust?
They asked him like after the
If I
fight,
become
Mike.
the legendary secondary person that gets their ear bit off.
They asked Mike after the fight, like, so Mike, why were you biting your gloves? And Mike looks at him without even blinking. I have a biting fixation.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I was just like, that's wild.
I mean, at least he bites his gloves and not people anymore, I suppose. I say thoroughly disappointed.
I'm sure he bites people too, just on a different set in a different setting.
Yeah, there's somebody right there. I can tell. That's a person.
When you play a druid, how long can you be shapeshifted?
As long as I want.
Nice.
Yeah.
What can you shapeshift into?
So right now, a mouse, a bear, a chicken, and a panther, and they all have, and then your normal form. So the rat is insanely weak, but you have a ton of movement speed and you have a very low hitbox.
Yeah, so escape.
Yeah, and you can also fit through really small passages.
And can you hide with it?
Sort of, but I think they added something where you basically like I don't know if you're like watching the stream, but you start squeaking every like several seconds. So you're sort of announcing your location in a way, but you have to. You're only listening. You're not going to see it, so you have to like look around still. Whereas the bear is huge and knocks back everybody, and very tough and hard to move. The chicken has this like health bonus thing that it can do where it pecks at the ground and gains health really quickly, but it can also sort of like pseudo float slash fly. And then the panther is super fast and nimble. And then of course you can cast spells in your human form. So, I swear I saw somebody over there.
Can
Yeah.
you shapeshift multiple times during a fight, or is there cooldown?
Nope, no cooldown.
Dude.
Well, you have to have the ability for it. Oh my god, there totally was someone over there. I just picked up someone's torch, and I saw their potions in their satchel. I was seeing like a red glint, and yeah, I just picked up like somebody's special torch.
I'm just thinking now, like if somebody got really good with the druid, could you imagine the mechanics they could pull off?
Oh, they're amazing. They're very, very good. It's just that it's really hard. So like with how these mechanics work, like right now if I hold down Q, I can switch between 5 shapeshifts. So I can go back to my human, and then if I hold down E, I have 5 spells. So you have to be really good at switching between, your spell casting and getting that right, but then also like knowing when to shapeshift to run away, and then getting back to your human form and bringing out your weapon again, and then switching to the spell you want, getting bark skin going or whatever, or treant or health, healing. So you're switching between 10 different things at once. So it's a fun build, but it's definitely tricky.
If you
But
could
they're
master
very
that,
good.
like you can just go, oh, I'm a mouse, now I'm a bear, smack a person around. No, I'm a panther, run away.
Yeah.
Or
If
I'm a
you're a mouse, you're also a one-hit kill. Like, and people can totally hit you. It's just a very small hitbox. So, like, yeah, that one like longsword guy that I've talked about, he's gotten really good at swinging down at the right angle for the mice whenever he's chasing a druid. But for the most part, like, yeah, unless you're kind of like running out in the open, you're really hard to hit, and you can like fit in small areas. But if I run over a trap, I'm gonna instantly die.
Gotcha.
And there's traps all over these tunnels, so I'm in an open area, so I feel pretty comfortable. But yeah, like if somebody like fireballed near me, I would just die. Like there wouldn't even be like oh, you lose like 40% of your health. It's like nope, yeah, you're just dead.
So I wonder if you could transform. How is there like are the transformations like a duration, like a channeling effect, or is it just poof, you're this?
There's skills you can get. So let's see. Right now I have shapeshift mastery, so yeah, it changes form instantly without casting time. I actually don't know what the casting time is. I've always used that.
Okay, so you just click. You can just bounce through the forms.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try another one. This map I'm really unfamiliar with, so I didn't really know where to go.
Yeah.
But I'll try another map here because I actually wanted to play the Druid. And you know what? It's the ruins again. So I guess I'll try that. No, wait, shit, no. I've got stuff I need to clear my gear. Exit game. Yes. I had to exit. I don't know what's gonna happen on the stream here. All right, cool. Yeah. Was anyone actually watching?
I am.
Okay, then I'm about to load it up. I had to exit the game really quickly because I forgot to empty my inventory and I joined the next game.
Oh, that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, I was about to join the game with way more gear than I wanted. And it was like, gonna be like, oh, you're medium level. Well, here's the medium level, folks. Like, no, I
Man,
have
I was
inventory to
actually
clear.
surprised at how much those levels scale.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
quickly you'll go, because like that gothic armor I had on, just the breastplate, went from like level 8 to level 56, and I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah. It gets pretty nuts pretty quickly. But like, yeah, the ranges. I mean, there's only like 3 like tiers, so it's like 25 and below. They're assuming like you're gonna be just new. But then like 26 to 125, I think is like medium, and then 126 and up is harder. But that's still like just the normal range of stuff. After that, there's high roller, which you have to like select on the map, and that's where you get to like the you know high level, intermediate, and above. Um, and I think there's still the tiered system for those, where yeah, you can walk in with like gear scores of 500 or above, and you're playing with the best of them. But yeah,
Oh
if
my
you
god,
if you aim
500.
lower,
That's crazy.
yeah, yeah, the game gets pretty nuts. If you enjoy playing it, you might enjoy just watching a couple of videos of some of these people. Like I think Sparky. I don't know what the rest of his channel name is, but if you just type in Dark and Darker Sparky, he always has this like very cute lizard animation for his persona. He's definitely a VTuber, but he's so good at the game. He's the one that like will destroy anybody with a longsword because he just knows the angles to block, and so
Oh, not the guy you watch a lot.
yeah, he's really good. He also like I think last season he did this thing where he defeated the hardest bosses that they came out with every class. So he goes through and he just like learns the mechanics of everything, just really methodically, and he's just like uncomfortably good with
Okay.
it. So yeah, if you
Who's
ever
that, Katie?
she was talking to Harvey.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were so Tiff.
Yeah,
But
Bane's in the crate. He was being naughty last night.
Oh no.
He was trying to steal candy straight from the candy bowl right in front of me.
Huh.
So he got a spanking and put in his crate. I think that maybe
I think that statement right there is probably the oddest thing I've heard. I don't think I've ever heard anybody spout spanking their dog. Like maybe getting their attention, but like never just like turn them around and just pop them like a few times.
when you catch your dog with a mouthful of Reese's cups.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, that
yeah. Sometimes it's about giving them a very softer scare than
yeah.
dying.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not fun.
I
One of the
feel bad about it.
the least fun parts of dog ownership. But sometimes you have to be like, no, I'm gonna terrify you right now because what you're playing with is more terrifying.
So,
Like if they're running after, I don't know, like a raccoon with rabies or a wolf or something. It's like, no, you're not seeing the fear that I see.
dogs, it's like having to teach your kids not to talk to strangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely part of why I'm like so adamant on either heavily train your dogs or leash them always when they're outside because sometimes they'll like even chihuahuas will sit there and be like, I'm gonna go attack that wolf or coyote, and the coyote's like, that looks delicious.
People in Texas lose dogs to coyotes constantly.
Yeah, and it's like it's not about being overbearing or intense or strict or whatever. It's about knowing like that the dog worries about your command more than the threat it sees out in the world. Not in like a fear, existing in fear sense, but to hear you be like, get over here now, because what you're seeing is just more important and you can see something terrifying that they're not seeing because they're just like, oh my god, that's a big thing. Let me bark at it. Like I could
It's
save a dog's life.
It's the sir, I found it. I found this. This is the problem. What should I do?
Yeah,
But it's also, dogs protecting their owners too.
yeah, and that's nice and all, but like I've seen like chihuahuas sitting there like going at like black bears that wander into a yard, and it's like no, at that point you want your dog to listen to you when you say no, get over here now, not I need to defend my owner against this giant thing. Like yeah, sure, that's nice instincts, but you want your dog to immediately be like my owner says go over there now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ignore this giant black beast because my owner said this, because that could literally save its life.
Yeah.
It's
Get that
just yeah,
100%.
it's just like yeah, it's so sad sometimes to see like these videos where people are like, hey, so and so, get over here, and it's like the dog just doesn't care. It's like, oh my god, I look at this big giant thing, and that's all it cares about. And it's like, train your fucking dog, you know, that's so important. Or put a fucking leash on it.
I will say there are some videos that are a little amusing where the dog will befriend an animal from the wild and they
Yeah,
bring it home.
those are lovely. Yeah, like if it brings a cow or even like a friendly coyote who's not hunting, or like a fox or whatever.
I
Yeah.
saw one
I
where like a dog brought a bear home.
yeah, yeah, or even a bear, and the bear is like chill.
He's like, "Yo,
In a
what's up?"
non-threatening situation, it's like adorable to see like how dogs can be like, "Hey, you're shaped different, but we can be friends."
Yep.
It seems like how far their brain goes.
It's wonderful, the simplicity of a dog's mind.
I, I found this forest tank puppers.
I
We can be
found this.
friends.
But yeah,
I want.
he had a mouthful of chocolate candies.
Oh
They
no.
were still in the wrapper, thank God. But
Yeah, yeah, that would scare the shit
he's
out of me.
been he's been stealing candy from the bowl. But he doesn't do it every night. So what he does is if I come home and he's in the crate, um, I usually let him out of the crate and he's really excited. But then he gets upset that I get on the computer. So he starts getting into shit,
That might be him
trying to
asking
get my
for attention.
Yeah,
And it's not like I don't give them attention when I get home. I always do. I
yeah.
make it a point to always greet my dogs. And I love on them. But I got home tonight and I was late for D&D. So I greeted my dogs and I loved on them and I sat down at the computer to start playing D&D. And Bane took that as an opportunity to break into my craft bag to steal my roving wool. And when I took the roving wool from him and moved the craft bag so he couldn't reach it, he took it as an opportunity to actually, he waited until I was in the bathroom to start getting into the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Clever dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerously clever dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's
Yeah,
not dumb. He knows what he wants.
he's uncomfortably smart.
He knows what he wants and he knows when he can get it.
Yeah.
That's my cat. He is incredibly smart. Like he knows that if I am sleeping, he knows exactly what noise to start doing to immediately get me awake. He doesn't have to meow at me. He doesn't have to sit at me. He just has to start like he'll mess with something random in the room, just bat at it for a second. If he doesn't see me wake up, we'll bat at it again. Usually, like 2 or 3 times, I'll go up and go, "What the hell are you doing?" And he'll just look at me like expecting me to know what the problem is. Sometime when I first got him, it was really bad. He would drop stuff on my head constantly.
You know, cats can change the pitch of their meow to reach around the same wavelength as a baby's cry. It makes
Yes.
humans instinctually more likely to
Oh yeah.
tend to the cat's needs.
Oh yeah.
They
He
abuse that
is.
one all the time.
Whenever I am in the other room and he can't find me, he will start the song of his people. And I'm like, Lannister, I'm over here. And he just bolts into the room.
Yeah. Selena is always she'll if she doesn't know where I am, she'll start yelling for me.
I must, I will stand vigil and sing the song of my people in hopes that they will come and save me. Wish me luck.
Hi, baby.
Now, Lannister. I can't leave Lannister in a room if he's stressed. Like, we found that out very quickly when I first moved in here.
Oh.
Um, yep. So I put Lannister in. We were trying to get Lannister to slowly actuate to um God, Wednesday, the other cat,
Mm-hmm.
and instead he decided the bottom half of the door was a great way to try and escape. So he started trying to tear it open. So he had a big enough
Ugh.
hole to walk through. Luckily, I caught him
Of
before there was
course.
any real damage. Just made me realize that my cat, if he really wants something, he will make sure he gets it.
In the future, if you have to lock him somewhere and you know that he'll be pissy about it, cramming a towel under the door, like in the doorstop,
Oh yeah,
it does help reduce the damage that a cat will deal to a door.
I've done that before, and I've left him there for like an hour. Not like intentionally, mind you, but to go do some like step out or do something that I needed to get done, and I just needed him in the room because he needed to stay out of the house first or out of the way for a minute. And I've come back, and he will actually have completely pulled the towel through the door.
Hello, baby.
That, or he'll push it away. He is very clever.
Hmm. Hello, baby. What are you doing? Did my finger offend you, baby?
Not today.
That's my stage name.
Not
What,
today.
not today, or my finger offend you?
My finger offend you? No, my back room name is not today. That way, if anyone gets caught and they ask, "Have you been doing or who was the person you were last with? Not today. What? Yeah, not today. What do you mean not today? That's what the name was. Not today.
And then later, the police catch up to you one day, and you have a whole situation like Ron White did in that story, where he talks about how as a young person, um, he was he was in some legal thing, and he was asked if he had any aliases, and he said, "Yeah, they call me Tater Salad." And then many years later, long after having forgotten this, he gets kicked out of a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and the cop comes and arrests him for being drunk in public, and he was like, "Well, I wasn't drunk in public. I was in a bar till they kicked me out." But the cop brings him in, and he goes, "All right, looks like we have you also under the name of Tater Salad."
Mm-hmm.
You got me. It's me, Tater Salad. So that's you, and you're not today. One day, the police will come, and you'll have to admit to
path.
them your
Or
name is not today.
no, see, then that's when you get really fun. You go by the you get pulled over for a speeding ticket. Can I see your license and registration? Sure. Your last name is free to go. Thanks, officer. Just drive off.
I'm sure that will go well,
Oh no, that
That
won't
seems
even.
like
especially especially in the South.
that seems like a pretty good way to get shot.
Yeah.
It
That's
really does.
Baby, are you playing with my plastic bag?
just something even
Dad, are you in
sillier.
the kitchen?
Be like, do you even know who I am? No, I'm free to go. You're free to go? Thank you. Again,
Again,
terrible, terrible idea.
pretty sure that's a good way to get shot too. That's a good way to have someone introduce a bullet to many bullets to your car, first of all, for being
Mm.
honest.
Oh well.
Baby, baby, baby.
That's
I
the
need to get a
least
laser
comforting
gun.
response.
need to get a laser pointer so I can pester baby with the laser pointer. This is a perfect plan.
I have no idea how to down these ice walls.
Alright, guys. My dad is on the front porch having his morning coffee.
Yeah, I'm about to. This is my last run here. I have an exit right in front of me.
Do you think I have enough time to run to my room?
How long does he stay
Oh,
out for his
no.
coffee?
I don't know. It varies.
Well, then the more time you're sitting here is the less time you'll have for that variable.
The reason I need to run to my room because my bra is mesh.
Mm.
Run to your
That
room.
is a part of me my father does not want to see, nor do I want him to see.
Then, Katie, why aren't you moving?
Because, oh god.
Too tired to empty my inventory. I'll do it tomorrow.
Well, I guess your father is going to see mesh titties today.
I've got a blanket over me, like.
Well, either way, I believe in you. I don't know the correct answer because I've never had this problem.
You can, yeah. I don't have this issue either.
All I can say is, cover your chest like you're crossing your arms, like you're upset. I don't know. It's the most creative thing I can think of. Or go all out and just like be on full display. Put it on him to look away. You know,
Make it awkward.
assert dominance.
Right.
Make eye contact.
Yeah.
Full eye
Don't break eye
contact.
contact.
Don't
And,
break eye.
if he does dare to have eye contact, do the whole like point two fingers at your eyes and then like at him, be like I'm looking at you right now, like I see you. See if that's enough for him to look away. Maybe do something really weird like bagok. You know.
Just start the day out making my dad think I'm having a mental breakdown.
That's the spirit.
Alright. Lowering the recliner.
Here you go. This is what I meant.
Here we go. I'm running to my bedroom.
All right, but first, look at the voice chat
I'm
See-
covering the bombs.
so you can see what I meant.
She's
Yes.
running, man.
It's really important.
I love that fucking
Hold on.
comic.
I get mine.
Yeah, it's such a serious chicken. Someone put so much detail into that chicken. Or rooster, rather.
Thank God, I was worried that I wouldn't have enough water to take my meds. But I do, which means I don't have to leave my.
Nice. That reminds me to check my water bottle. Yep, I'm good.
My
Sweet.
demo model for
Which
these
means
models.
now, instead of having a mesh bra on, I have none.
I just realized we've been recording with John the whole time.
Yep. That's what I said. It's not for kitties. This is not a kitties video.
I think I forgot about that halfway through the recording. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. That's why I gotta put not for kids on the video.
Yeah, good call.
Well, now your viewers know that about me today.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much
They don't know you, but now they know.
Yeah, I don't know which is worse. Them knowing how much I suck at Dark and Darker, or them knowing you had to run through your house like that. You know? We all have our burdens to bear.
Mm-hmm.
This was very sarcastic, in case anyone listening
yeah.
did not pick up.
Oh yeah, sarcasm. Sarcasm. The only person who hasn't said anything is Tiff, and she's just been sitting in the corner.
I'm just playing a zombie game. Don't worry about me.
How are you doing with your zombie game?
I mean, I had to quit earlier because I got pissed off because I lost my best character.
Oh no. I think I like. So I'm
Well,
pretty sure I. Yeah, I haven't played since you and John joined because I was so tired. But I'm pretty sure one of my people died right at the end, and then it started crashing or something. I haven't played since because I don't want to go in and find out who died.
No. Damn.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be very sad, but it's part of the game. Also, I'm pretty sure I was almost done with that game, so.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So much magic stuff to do tomorrow.
I am so cold.
Did you make it to your room?
I did.
Good.
But this
Are
room,
you into covers?
and yeah, I'm under my covers. This fucking room is one of the coldest rooms in this goddamn house. Quite possibly the coldest room.
That's why I like my room.
After,
It's cold in there.
after getting under your covers.
I've already got my hot blanket on.
Nice.
I'm
I wish
fixing to
I
take
could
my meds.
I have the opposite problem where my room is cold, but I am like the greatest source of heat that I've ever met. So
Hook up some thermal vents, some thermal.
yeah, I should outsource like offer as a service like a heat source. You know?
I'm an energy source. I produce that much heat.
Yeah.
I always like.
Nick, I'm looking to hire a hot water bottle, or are you looking for a job?
As a hot water bottle, I might be available.
And
I am I am 70% water, so it could be classified as a hot water bottle.
I identify
when can you
as a
start?
hot water bottle.
As soon as I can relocate.
Just waiting on you.
What's some of the festivals?
Oh yeah,
Heat source.
my dad's gonna be moving back to town. I'm excited for that.
From where?
Mississippi.
Where's he? Oh, cool.
Mississippi.
Yep. A lot of drama. A lot of drama. Divorce drama.
Oh, damn.
Excited to say
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's he's been through it before, but
Yeah.
it's still not fun. Divorce drama.
Also, sorry I said Mississippi like that. I 100% flashbacked to when I had a retainer and one of my friends liked making me say Mississippi because I couldn't.
Mississippi.
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 That's fair.
It's okay.
So I hope your dad's transition goes well.
Mississippi is a weird place anyway.
Not as weird as Florida, but Yes.
No, it's
it is.
definitely not Florida, but it's still a weird place.
It is still a weird place.
I've lived in Florida twice, and I can definitely reassure this idea. Florida
is
is
its own
uncomfortable.
genre of odd.
It's not even the South. It's just Florida. Like, nobody in the South is like, oh, yeah, that's part of the South. They're just like, well, yeah, we're all from the South. Not Florida, though.
It's the South, the deep South, and then Florida.
Yeah.
Get the
Somehow you just leave the South when you leave Georgia.
Right.
when
You're
I
no longer
fucking-
in the South, you're just in Florida.
Yeah.
For real though, like, all right. I've lived in the South my whole life. As a born and raised Southern being of some kind of gender,
Entity.
yes, born and raised Southern entity.
Of
I
sound, mind, and
enjoy
body.
sweet tea. I know not everybody does, but I do. And I can tolerate my tea pretty sweet. While living in Florida, I went to a restaurant and I ordered a sweet tea. And the fucking thing they gave me, it was not tea. It was literally syrup water.
Ugh.
It was just slightly brown tinted syrup water. It was disgusting. And so I called when the waiter or waitress came by, was like, "How is everything? Is everything all right?" Yeah. And I was like, can I get a different drink? This is just syrup." She was like, "Well, I guess we just like it real sweet here in the South." And I wanted to destroy that woman.
That was a confused restaurant. I just gotta say that.
Like,
No, I would say we're not in the South. We're in Florida.
Yeah.
This is a Florida thing.
I've lived in numerous parts of Florida. That's not a normal thing. I think that was just a very confused place.
I thought it was the South.
Yeah, because like I've ordered tea, and they would bring me cold, unsweet tea without asking if I wanted it hot or sweet in Florida as well. So like I think Florida just doesn't have any idea wherever you go. So you're just rolling the dice. So you
Florida's
might
like,
get
tea.
yeah. Yeah, if you order tea, they might bring you corn syrup or hot tea or unsweet tea.
Would
And
that
there's no good pattern for how that would work.
would that imply that Florida follows Schrodinger's cat rules?
Schrodinger's tea.
Schrodinger's tea.
Yeah, the tea is both sweet and unsweet until you taste it.
Yep.
Either way, you're going to be upset.
God, but that woman saying that she had the audacity to like that poor Yankee tone, you know?
Yeah.
That's what makes me think it was a confused place. Because there's very few parts in Florida where people talk like that.
She had a southern accent, but not like, let me rephrase. She had a country accent.
Like Southern Belle or Valley Girl?
Country.
Sounds like it just sounds like deep country. Definitely not
Sounded like
definitely not Valley
Kansas.
Girl. Yeah. Yeah, you get. I mean, in Florida, you're just as likely to hit that Cubano region or you know, a smattering of Southern folks or just people who have their own way of existing, and those are the people that can totally get an alligator out of your yard.
What's that video? Grandpa's in the yard, and there's an alligator coming up. He just takes a fry pan and smacks it in the face twice. Alligator says, "All right, I'm good."
Yeah. My favorite part about Florida is how many people hear about the Florida man memes,
Right?
and more importantly, how many people think that at least some of them are jokes. I haven't actually encountered many that aren't.
Yeah, no, like I lived in Florida long enough to realize that they are all Florida man.
Yeah, they're all pretty on point.
Like,
I lived in Orlando for a period of time, like right after high school, and then moved back to Georgia. And I remember a conversation where people were just like, "Oh, I love those Florida man memes." You know, this was when like memes were growing in popularity. And someone was like, "Yeah, yeah, I saw one that was just so ridiculous and out there, like this guy threw an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through window." It's so funny when people come up with that.
and you were just sitting there like, no.
And I had to like very gently explain, like, "Hey, just so you know, that was news. It wasn't a meme. Someone memed it. They just
Someone,
made a meme about it, but that was that was news. I remember living in Orlando when that happened. That wasn't a joke. That was a decision that someone made."
Someone made that decision. Probably a look of horror on their faces.
Yeah, it's just like I know you probably think like someone's like making a caricature of like the idea of how ridiculous Florida is, but like no, what you just quoted that was local news. I
that
lived in Florida when that happened.
was a real damn thing.
Yeah, there's there's nothing memed about it. It's just it became a meme after it was real.
I think so. Those are the best
Comfortable in
memes.
the stories that are real. Yeah,
Well, part
it's
of
ridiculous.
how Florida Man became a meme was because of how Florida did its news. And still
Because
does
they
it, I
always
believe.
yeah, because they always say Florida man caught surfing along the coastline during a hurricane.
Yeah, and
And it's like
it
a different guy, but
don't release the person's name until a certain point, so it always comes out as Florida Man.
I'm convinced Florida is not where retired Americans go. It's where retired Australians go.
Well, I lived in Kissimmee, and Michael worked literally right across from Disney. Um, Florida is where all the bad drivers of the world just conglomerate.
oh yeah,
He would have to leave. We lived 15 minutes away from his job.
Right.
He would have to leave an hour and a half early to get there on time during the summer.
It's just that packed.
It
Yeah,
was that many bad drivers.
the Disney area especially is really bad. Because
Did,
you don't just have Florida drivers, you have like everyone from around the world.
yeah. And then you end up with this like weird sense of pity for the people that work at Disney because like the character actors, you'd think that they would have it like sitting pretty in the shade kind of deal, right? They're playing the characters. They've got the whole like, ooh, we're actually acting. Nah, if you find someone who works at Disney that happens to look a little bit like a certain character, and you're like, hey, you look a lot like Aladdin, what you will see is a young adult start nervously sweating and say, "That's funny. I don't look like Aladdin, but I know him. He's my friend."
Yep.
It's the nervous laughter that always got me. Like, bro, the mouse ain't here. You are in a Taco Bell.
It's like a celebrity trying desperately not to get recognized. Like, oh, people tell me I look like Steve Carell all the time. Anyways, goodbye.
Just hearing the change in their voice, though, like they instantly switch to like this weird robot tone.
It's the answering machine.
Yeah,
Ah,
is.
yes, you have reached. You've reached
Aladdin
my.
can't come to the phone right now.
Oh, so. You mentioned 11. Or you said 11.
Aladdin.
I heard 11 for some reason, but
Yeah.
last
I
night,
mean,
Tiff and I
maybe same
watched
thing.
maybe or last night or this morning. I can't. Tiff, was it this morning we watched the movie?
Oh, the damsel.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good movie.
it was very well done. Very new, interesting take on the the princess and the dragon kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely liked the approach of like even the title and everything. It was just like, oh no, damsel in distress. No, that damsel's about to kick a lot
So
of dragon booty.
I like how it ended. Like
Yeah,
like like just
happy ending for
not
everyone.
not that, but well, I mean that was great too. But the she walks in on the third girl's wedding, tells her to run
Yeah,
away,
Right?
and then
yeah,
stands there like she's like the queen bitch of the mountain because she is.
yeah,
And this queen has the audacity to say, "Oh, what are you doing standing there like you got these big conas? You ain't got nothing." You're right. I don't have nothing. But the dragon does.
yeah,
That
yeah. I
was
thought it was tastefully done.
yes. Millie Bobby Brown nailed that very well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Also,
excited to see what else she does.
yeah, like I think I would want to see her career grow. Though it was a little
Yeah,
weird listening to her, use more vocabulary than Stranger Things. 11 did not use a lot of vocabulary.
yep.
See, I've already watched the what was it, Enola Holmes?
Oh,
Where
yeah, Enola Holmes.
yeah. Apparently
Yeah.
they came out with a second one. So
Oh,
I've
okay.
already seen that, so for
I have not seen Enola Holmes, but I'm guessing it's a Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Enola
it's
Holmes
supposed to
is
be
it's supposed to
younger
be Sherlock's
sister.
sister.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow, the second one came out 2 years ago. I'll have to check that out. I think I only saw the first.
Yeah,
Yeah, same. I didn't
my
realize
parents
it's been
like
that long.
Enola Holmes.
I've never seen it.
Does that include Benedict Cumberbatch? No, it does not. Oh, okay. Oh, it's Henry Cavill as Sherlock. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to
Henry
say
Cavill as
Henry Cavill.
Sherlock.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
All
better.
right.
which he's still pretty good.
and
I'm just a massive fan of Benedict's
Oh yeah,
depiction.
Benedict and what's the other actor's name? It's the guy who played Bilbo.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but yeah, he did.
Dildo
Yeah,
Swaggins.
Benedict Cumberbatch did a fantastic Sherlock.
He was my favorite Sherlock. I loved Robert Downey Jr. I also loved Henry Cavill. I think I've seen the first Enola, but Benedict just takes the cake so hard.
I will say there I've seen the Robert Downey Jr. one. and I've seen the Benedict Cumberbatch. There was one I liked a little bit more than Cumberbatch, and that's only because of just how the actor portrayed Sherlock. And that was it was like one of the earlier Sherlocks. I can't remember the actor's name. Black and white
Can't remember.
Sherlock Holmes movie. Um,
Oh, that's
there,
going back really far.
yeah. Actually, no, it was not black and white. Sorry. It was in color. Um, Essentially, the plot of the story um some redhead who had like a fortune or something, or he was a banker. Well, they were trying to his coworkers or his underlings were trying to break into the bank vault. They figured the best way to do it was to dig a tunnel from the shop on the opposite side of the street underneath the bank and then bust into the vault that way. So in order to get him out of the house or out of the store for like hours at end, they would send him to this other place where he would copy the entire Encyclopedia Britannica.
Huh. I don't remember enough people who played Sherlock Holmes to know.
Yeah, I don't. This was an
My
old.
favorite Sherlock Holmes was The Great Mouse Detective
That was a good movie.
because that movie kicks ass.
The
Yeah,
Great
it
Mouse
does.
Detective was really good.
Radigan, Radigan.
I'm sad they did not make a second movie out of that.
Right?
Yeah.
So underrated.
Like that movie deserved a second movie.
Yeah, as much as like a lot of major companies are like diving into like trying to do live actions of a lot of classics. It'd be
no.
really nice if they could bring back some of the classic animations that
That would
just
be
became
nice, yeah.
like such timeless classics. Like
Like
they did that with X-Men 97.
yeah,
They
that
made
was
a new
great. Yeah.
X-Men 97 and it was great. I'd love to see.
What they're
Yeah.
doing with the War of the Rohirrim, where they're doing in the original art style that they did the
Yeah.
Hobbit with, or like a more modernized version of that art style. Like I'm
Yeah, I kind of
excited for that movie.
yeah. I wish they would like take a crack at like that style of animation again. Just, I mean, surely there's a way to like make it happen nowadays.
Right.
You know, without it being like ridiculously expensive or whatever.
Right.
But it just it felt so cool. I feel like they could like really hinge on nostalgia for that.
I watched The Hobbit a couple months ago, the original animated version. It was
My kids
it
love
was
that
such a
movie.
nostalgia trip.
I
Yeah,
grew up on that movie.
it's so amazing. There were so many like entertaining moments.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like Gandalf just like waving his hand at Sam or whatever to I guess mess with him, like you kind of mess with a dog or something, just for no
Well,
reason.
that one was the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, that was the
That one
Fellowship of the
had
Ring. The one that
that
did.
different. They had that different animation that they
So
were
it was
experimenting
the
with.
same directors and art and studio that did Fire and Ice, because they had like the shadow silhouettes, which were people dressed
Yeah,
up as
it was like
orcs,
a
and they animated the characters around the
pseudo
people.
rotoscoping.
Yeah, something like that.
It
It
was
was
weird.
interesting.
Definitely made the orcs super creepy.
I really did. I think that one was they did it was the Twin Towers and the Fellowship of the Ring that they did with that one.
No, they just did the Fellowship.
No,
The animated Lord of the Rings, there was just the Hobbit, the Fellowship of the Ring, and the Return of the King.
I remember that. The Return of the King was when they went back to like the animation they did with the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Um, God, that was
But
another
yeah,
really good
there
one.
wasn't a Two Towers. So I remember wondering why
Well,
there wasn't a
no,
Two
there
Towers.
wasn't a Two Towers. It wasn't because there wasn't a Two Towers. It's because the first one incorporated the two towers with it.
Oh,
Like they had the Battle of Helm's Deep in that animated movie. It was a very accelerated movie.
It's been so long since I've seen those. I remember some of the scenes were like they this was back when they were exploring animation styles, but they were actually using live actors and they layered the animation style on top of them
Yeah,
as
that's what.
opposed to drawing the
That
scenes
was
and all
the,
that.
Yeah, it
that
made
pseudo rotoscoping they were
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't full blown rotoscoping.
It definitely made Katie said, it definitely made the orcs creepier and a lot
Yeah.
more like wild because their animations were just because they were people that were moving
Yeah.
like
It was almost like a uncanny valley sort of scenario where it was like almost human like, but then still definitely not.
oh my god,
Well, and the
Uncanny
rest of
Valley,
the
yeah.
movie had a ton of rotoscoping in it.
Mm-hmm. I will say
Where they
this: the
just
one thing I did not like about that movie, and I think Lord of the Rings will always the live action Lord of the Rings will always win over, is the Balrog scene.
yeah.
Like the Balrog in that animated one was just like really underwhelming. The Balrog and the Lord of the Rings live action, that was like, oh god, no.
That
Yeah.
moment when he's knocking down the pillars and you realize he can't open his wings inside of Moria.
Right. That moment when you realize, it's not he's God, just brain farted hard. He's trying to squeeze through. He's not trying to it's not that he can't fit. He can't fit. He's trying to squeeze through.
Y'all didn't like Dark Mothman? That's kind of what it makes me think of. It's just
Yeah.
like
What?
a dark yeah, just the Balrog from that scene. Like it doesn't look like the Balrog. Like I saw the original,
You talking about the animated
maybe.
one or the live action one?
Well, I saw the live action one first, but then later on, I wound up watching the animated version and
Oh yeah,
seeing the live
Dark
action first.
Mothman.
But then,
Yeah.
yeah, just going back to the animated, it's just like it kind of just looks like Dark Mothman to me. Like,
I mean, to me, it kind of looked like a lion that was on fire.
yeah, and had wings that didn't work well.
Right. Had really really awkward limbs. It's just like, what are you
Yeah,
doing? Please stop moving that way.
it definitely still got a kick out of it just from having to like very intensely accept that it was what they were capable of back then.
Well, it was very experimental and it was also
Yeah,
very much so a product of its time.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And it's
And
wild when you kind of like put it in that context.
yeah. And it's it was still like, even looking back now, you're just like, it's still a great iconic piece of cinema history.
And they were incredibly ambitious with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like both times around with the animated and the live action, that was like a moment of pushing cinematic capability forward.
Oh yeah, did you see what they did for the all the weapons they did? All the weapons were break weapons, so they were eventually going to break. They did that intentionally because they didn't want to spend the money to create permanent weapons. Which I was like, that's weird. Like, why would you make a bunch of cheap stuff and not the permanent? Oh, because they're like, when the first movie's budget was less than $1 million, it's like, oh yeah, you don't want to spend, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 to have a weapon built. You want something cheap for like a few $100 that you can just, grab and oh, it broke. Hand me another one.
Yeah.
I also want that Funko Pop. It's a jumbo size and it's expensive.
Oh man,
I've had my eye on it for a
What
while.
Funko Pop?
I just put it in the chat. It's only $25.
Really?
This, at least this one, but let me see how big it is because this might be like smaller. Oh, it's a 6-inch,
Yeah, I
which
want the
you know,
jumbo size one.
which I've heard is huge, by the way.
Calm down.
Have you now?
Yeah, way more than average, right?
Totally.
Definitely more than average.
Did you guys ever watch the Lord of the Rings show?
The Rings of Power.
Yeah, Rings of Power.
I've
I
watched the first
have
season. Been meaning
How
to see season 2.
how
And I
was
really enjoyed it.
that? It is good. So, like, because I've heard mixed things. Like, some people were like, throwing a fit about it, but I feel like those were the hardcore, diehard. It can't, be a certain way. People.
Well,
Yeah,
so the thing that a lot of the serious fans, the main issue that a lot of the serious fans have with it is Tolkien Rolkin Jr., whatever his fucking name is, has not sold the film rights to the Silmarillion,
Mm-hmm.
and
They make a bunch of references to that.
the Rings of Power is its own sorta history.
Mm.
Strictly speaking, it's non-canonical.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Because Rolkin Tolkien, uh,
you're
his
talking about
kid hasn't.
Christopher Tolkien.
Yeah, something like that.
That's his son's name. If that's
Yeah.
yeah, I have no idea what name you're trying at, but
Oh no, it's tis a joke
okay.
among some of the sillier fans.
Yeah, I think
It's
most people were upset with like the breakaway from like just on really dumb stuff like race. Like they had like dark-skinned elves and dark-skinned
yeah.
hobbits and stuff like that. Like that was the biggest gripe. But the majority of people that just love the story got a huge kick out of the show.
Good.
Yeah,
The griping that I saw was people upset that it's sorta Silmarillion and not canonical, so they kind of just did what they wanted with most of the stories.
yeah. I mean, if you can't get the rights for something, there's not really any way around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of do your own
Mm,
thing, but I think
yeah,
it's also the Tolkien family didn't say no, pulling the plug. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. There's not really a way around that. It's just if you can get the rights, do it. If not, then you can still make something really cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, so at least like the there's a loud minority that seems to have issue with it, whether it's the the changes to the storyline or the lack of canon or whatever. But it's it's a loud minority at best.
Yeah.
If you actually
The
watch it, it's very entertaining and yeah, very exciting.
the
Still feel
the the Jolkin, Rolkin, Rolkin, Tolkien. It's J.R.R. Tolkien,
Gotcha.
but every word is Tolkien. It's just a dumb joke.
It's a good joke. But guys, we're going to call it here now because I'm starting to fade here. We got some pretty good work done and had a fun time talking about joking, rolking, token, soaking, broken. We'll have more videos up later this week. Until next time, flip table, pin a model, play a game. Catch you all later. Have a good night.